You know what kills me the most about this whole AI hysteria? It's not that we're getting fired. That was obvious the moment you first clicked accept on a user agreement you didn't even read. What kills me is the fact that we, like complete idiots, have personally, with our own two hands, signed our own death warrant. We are living in the age of the useful idiot syndrome. Remember how you were when you first launched ChatGPT? Oh my God, it writes emails for me. It compiles reports. I'm such a genius. I optimized my workday by 3 hours. And what did you do with those 3 hours? Did you go learn a new language? Did you start writing that novel? No. You took those 3 hours and packed them with more work, just so your boss would think, wow, he really can handle more. You started fixing the AI's mistakes. You sat there late at night, like morons, rewriting these stupid, flat, artificial texts your digital assistant was spitting out. You trained it. You fed it your experience, your style, your professional expertise. You were working as unpaid trainers for a neural network that was, at that very moment, learning exactly how to replace you. It's like a turkey building its own oven and rubbing itself with spices just because someone told them it's an innovative way to get cooked. And the funniest part? You did it with a smile. You thought, I'm so cool, I've mastered the technology. But in reality, you were just training your own executioner. It's brilliant. Corporations don't even need to hire anyone to train the AI. They just give you a tool. You pay for it or waste your time on it. And then, once the model is smart enough to write just as mediocre as you, they say, thanks, buddy, we don't need your brain anymore. We have this server in the basement. You fixed the bot's hallucinations, you explained the context, you added human warmth to that metallic cold, and what did you get in return? You got an email from HR with the subject line, resource optimization, and you sit there staring at the screen thinking, how could this happen? I was so efficient. I taught this damn chatbot to work just like me. Yeah, that is exactly why you're fired, you genius. You taught it to be you, only without the health insurance, without the vacation request, and without complaining about the AC. You created your own copy that works without a coffee break, and now you're standing there shocked, wondering why the boss picked the algorithm instead of you. We pulled the noose tight around our own necks. And instead of pulling the plug, we started tweaking the settings to make sure it tightened faster and more comfortably. We didn't just dig our own grades. We borrowed a shovel from the boss, tried to work faster than anyone else, and then were surprised when they buried us in it. Congratulations. You built your own unemployment, and you did it with maximum productivity. Well done. Just a truly incredible success. And now, let's take a look at the people leading this parade of absurdity. Your boss, your manager, a person who barely understood Excel yesterday and today, with a straight face, is lecturing you about AI transformation and digital strategy. You know what AI is in the office? It's the greatest lie detector for incompetence ever invented. AI is a mirror. And if your boss can replace you with a chatbot, that only means one thing. Your entire job was so primitive, so mechanical, and so devoid of meaning that a freaking algorithm could do it. Congratulations, you were working for a company where your brain was only there to keep the chair from being empty. Look at these leaders. They don't understand how neural networks work. They don't understand how your business works. All they understand is the word efficiency and the fact that you can press a button on ChatGPT to generate something. To them, AI is a magic wand that's supposed to fix all the failures of their own pathetic management. They can't fix processes? Use AI. They can't explain tasks to the team? Let AI do it. They can't come up with a development strategy? Let the AI write 500 words of absolute nonsense. They are so lazy that they are willing to kill their own company just to avoid taking responsibility for actual decisions. They look at you, they see a living human being who has needs, emotions, and sometimes, imagine that, an opinion, and it scares them. Because a real person might say, "Boss, this idea is pure crap," but a chatbot? Of course, Chief, you're a genius. Let's make this report even longer and even more pointless. They don't need professionals. They need prompt operators, people who will obediently digest the garbage the neural network spits out and pass it off as a report. If your boss is telling you today how AI will free up your time for creativity, run. Run before they ask you to train the next intern bot on all your professional secrets. Because that boss actually dreams of a world where they don't have to talk to anyone, pay anyone bonuses, or listen to anyone's feedback. They want to be the ruler of a universe where there is only them, the execute button, and an endless stream of content that nobody reads, but that looks like work. You thought you were the heart of the company. You're just gears. And your boss just realized they can lube the system with cheap software, throw the gears in the trash, and pretend they're captaining a spaceship, even though they're just sitting in an empty office surrounded by monitors showing them exactly what they want to hear. If you've been replaced by AI, don't be mad at the technology. Be mad at the idiot who decided you were just an algorithm waiting for a cheaper version update. And now, let's talk about everyone's favorite topic for corporate lawyers: accountability, or, more accurately, the complete absence of it. You've noticed this double standard hypocrisy, haven't you? If you, as a human, make a mistake, if you miss a comma, if you mistype a digit in a report, or heaven forbid, you write something that offends someone's fragile corporate soul, that's it. You're done. You're not attentive enough. You don't meet the standards. You're on the chopping block because we can't afford the risks. But when you're digital genius, this pile of probabilities and mathematical trash spits out a hallucination so bad the company almost files for bankruptcy or replaces real data with complete fiction, what do the bosses say? Well, it's just the technological process. It's AI, it's learning, it's just a sampling error. We'll update the model next week. Do you understand how insane that is? The boss is willing to tolerate lies from a machine because it's cheap. He's willing to justify the absurd results of an algorithm as innovative, but he won't forgive a human for even the smallest, most natural human error, because firing a human is just easier. Humans are expensive. Humans demand accountability for their mistakes. They demand processes that actually work, and they demand to be treated like individuals who grow from their failures. And AI is just a convenient shield. If something goes wrong, the boss just shrugs and says, "It's not me, it's the algorithm. I just clicked the button." It's the perfect scheme for cowards. It removes the burden of moral responsibility for any decision. You have any idea what it's like to work in a system where you are judged by the standards of perfection, while the software sitting next to you can spew complete nonsense and that's considered progress? You are competing with a machine that never takes responsibility. You can't sue ChatGPT if it cost you your career. You can't demand an explanation from a neural network on why it decided you were dead weight. This isn't technological progress. This is a corporate game of hot potato, and you are the potato. And while the machine makes mistakes, the boss just shifts all the responsibility onto technical glitches and shifts you onto the unemployment line. They aren't looking for the truth. They are looking for someone to hang the sign on that says, "This didn't work." To them, you are just a set of risks that need to be minimized, and the algorithm is just a free digital indulgence. They're willing to live in the garbage that AI generates just to avoid paying a human for their critical thinking. because critical thinking is exactly what makes you ask, why are we even doing this? And to that question, the corporate world right now only has one answer. Shut up. We bought the license. Now work with what you've got. And now, let's talk about what they call optimization, but what I call the democratization of mediocrity. Ever look at what's happening to content, design, code, anything creative? It's all turning into a gray, featureless mess. Used to be, you needed taste, experience, and God forbid, talent to create something decent. You had to spend hours breaking your brain over an idea. And now, hey chatbot, write me a post about success in the style of Steve Jobs, but for my grandmother. And voila! 3 seconds later, you get a text that makes you want to gag. We are killing uniqueness. We are killing craftsmanship because bosses don't need geniuses anymore. They want a conveyor belt. They don't want you to create masterpieces. They want good enough. That is the new corporate religion. It's that level of quality that's not so terrible the client walks away, but not so brilliant they remember your name. It's death by averaging. The neural net learns from what everyone else did, and it gives you the arithmetic mean of everything. It never creates anything new, anything bold, anything that makes you stop and think, wow, that's incredible. It gives you safe content, predictable, boring, bland. And the worst part? We are starting to adapt to it. We see the AI results, we know they're garbage, but they tell us it saves time. And we just fold, we lower the bar, we become mediocre ourselves. Because why try, right? If it's good enough, it sells. We're building a world where everything looks the same. You visit websites, you read posts, you look at ads, and it all has that nasty aftertaste of artificiality. It's like eating plastic food in a toy kitchen. Looks real, but you will starve. Craftsmanship requires effort. It requires the risk of being wrong. It requires putting your soul into it. But in the corporate world, soul is an unnecessary expense. They need you to stamp out identical copies. If you're a professional who actually cares about doing 10 out of 10 work, you are a problem. You're too slow. You think too much. They need a human printer. We are losing the art of being ourselves. We are becoming filters for AI. We aren't creators anymore. We are just editors for someone else's soulless, mathematically calculated mediocrity. And you wonder why life feels so boring lately. Because we locked ourselves in this factory where the only goal is the speed of producing gray slop. And now, for the finale, money. Let's strip away all this pretentious philosophy about the future of technology and digital transformation and take a look at where your salary is actually going. Do you really think these companies are spending millions on subscriptions, on API keys, on server power, on those AI consultants, those shysters in expensive suits selling them chatbots because they want to make the world a better place? No! They're doing it to save pennies on you. It's pure, unadulterated financial manipulation. It's accounting for psychopaths. The corporation does the math. Okay, we pay John 80 grand a year. John takes lunch breaks. John gets sick. John has the audacity to ask for a raise after 3 years. But this AI license, it costs $500 a month and it never asks for a sick day. The choice is obvious, and it doesn't matter that the quality of work has tanked. It doesn't matter that clients are complaining. It doesn't matter that the product looks like it was generated by a malfunctioning algorithm. The only thing that matters is that the personnel costs line in the spreadsheet just got smaller. The shareholders are happy, the stock price crawls up, and the CEO gets an annual bonus 50 times larger than the salary of the guy he just fired. We are living in the budget matrix. It's a system where human life is prioritized lower than the cost of a single API call. They aren't investing in intelligence. They are investing in the profitability of having no people. They want to turn business into a desolate wasteland where everything runs automatically and the money just quietly drips into offshore accounts. And the funniest part? They aren't even saving that much. Just calculate how much time you spend proofreading the AI output, fixing the hallucinations, and redoing the crap the bot spewed out. You're doing double the work. You're working for yourself and for that incompetent machine they paid for. It's a grand deception. They aren't letting you go because AI is better. They're letting you go to free up cash for dividends, hiding behind the sign that says innovation. It's a classic game. Squeeze the maximum, pay the minimum, and if everything falls apart, blame the algorithm. They are shifting wealth from the people who actually create things to the people who own the platform where it's all generated. This isn't a technological revolution. This is the final stage of greed. And while you're worrying about the rise of the machines, the real machines, those soulless, greedy corporate structures, have already swallowed everything you spent years building. And you know what? They won't stop until there's no one left in the office except for bots, sending each other reports about how efficiently they're working in a perfect world where there isn't a single living soul left to ask, wait, what is the point of all this? This isn't progress. This is just a very expensive, very boring funeral for your career. And by the way, you even paid for the flowers yourself with your monthly subscription.